Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Vibing with Sleezy, the podcast. This is season 4, episode 4. And I want to thank everybody for listening, downloading, tuning in. Season 4, I feel like, man, it's already whirlwind to have 3 episodes down. I had 3 great episodes so far. I want to thank everybody that has been quickly downloading the episode with Andy Abel, the dumpster diving video, because I'm recording this episode the night that I put that out. It already has a shitload of downloads. Andy's team, they go by the Andy fam, his dumpster diving fan base. When we were talking, he actually is a huge fan base of 50 to 80-year-olds and females that love his dumpster diving videos. And they're tuning in, downloading. I'm seeing the likes on social media. So I want to shout out to the Andy fam. And thank you, Andy Abel, for being on there and sharing it. So, episode 3, if you haven't heard it yet. But now, my special guest is somebody that's been on the show before, huge supporter of the show, one of my brothers, and very excited for this episode because we're going to talk about a lot of things. But the main thing we're going to talk about is his new brand, Vibe Tribe.
I've tried.
Frankie Blice is in the house.
Hey,
What's up? What's up,
man?
Tunes? How's it going? How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't really complain a whole lot, just everything's always on the up and up for me, man. Positivity always rules.
I love that. I love that. And we're sitting here recording at the crib and, burning, chilling. And we caught up like usual. And, I love these episodes because me and Frankie have definitely recorded multiple episodes before. They're always fun. We're always laughing. We always talk about a wide range of things. Frankie is the reason why we were able to do such a special dedication episode to our friend Aaron. Frankie was able to link up with Principal Durham, get his J-Town High School, and we were able to do that special tribute. Me and Frankie have done episodes on wrestling. We're always just having a blast and vibing. And so Vibing with Sleazy, the podcast, Vibe Tribe, perfect combo. And of course, Frankie had to be back. So Vibe Tribe is Frankie's brand. I actually have the shirt and one of them that of his brand. And tell us, what is Vibe Tribe?
All right, man. So it's gonna it's a it's a long story that I'll get to all, everything, the background and all that.
You answer how you want to answer it, yeah.
Right, but it is a brand that's based on peace, love, and positivity.
Yeah.
It's based around positive affirmations and vibrant colors, and it's going to be a clothing and accessories brand at the end of the day. We're starting off at a point where we're just trying to get our design started on some t-shirts, and eventually we're going to spread out to hoodies and sweatpants and all that. But we're going to have tapestries and handmade jewelries and crystals, and uh, we're going to have custom incense, and
it's awesome.
It's just going to be all encompassing. And we ultimately want to be able to vend festivals, but I would love to be able to do flea off markets and everything like that in between that. It's we have our online store, vibetribe.com, and it's spelled VYBETRIB3. And we started way back in like 2017 branding something. But like me and Aaron, the 3 represents me, Aaron, and Alex. Me, Aaron, and Alex are the ones that wanted to make it into something bigger, that we can try to set goals for ourselves and strive for things, in the community that we really love. And Aaron is like it's all crazy coming full circle and stuff. And like I still feel like he's the catalyst and the engine behind it today, because sometimes it doesn't even feel like I'm doing it. And it's not just me, it's me and Alex, and it's Grace. It's Aaron's little sister, who we've all been extremely close for a long time, but especially since we lost Aaron, they're like my sisters. and I love them to death, and I couldn't be any happier to call them that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's us three doing it. So it's kind of cool. But I was talking to Alex about this the other day that like Grace has kind of in a way like filled those shoes, and Aaron with our with our like doing the brand now, like trying to do it the way we wanted to do it before. We just didn't have the resources at the time, and it was like timing and everything wasn't right, but like trying to do it in his honor and everything, and make something that like we're proud of, but like we know that he would be like ecstatic. Like I know he would be.
And Grace, she loved Aaron so much, and I know that she really wanted to, always live in his shoes and love looking up to him, and it's just because she loved him, respected him so much. I think it is amazing how it all comes full circle. I know that she's a very smart, creative person. Alex is super talented and creative, and I just love that you three can work on this and do it in Aaron's honor, and also build something that spreads what he was about. I mean, the guy lit up a room. I don't care where you went. He lit up a room. He was all about positivity. And at the end of the day, if no matter what you're doing, if he fucked with you and fucked with what you were doing, anybody ask you, oh, who's some of your top fans that listen to you? Aaron's always going to be in the top three because the guy supported everybody, loved everybody, and just what made him so great. And
he supported me.
He's so fun.
Yeah, so fun. He supported me more than anybody honestly, more than anybody that I've ever had the honor of knowing. And I really miss that.
He loved you, dude.
But that's kind of why like I feel like he's my spiritual guide a lot of times. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I believe it.
Because like Alex is a graphic designer, so she's made a lot of our stuff and she's made all of our logos and everything. She's done so much work in the background, behind the scenes and everything. It's crazy. But then like I've made some designs, like even like this one is a design that it's not even out yet.
That's dope.
But like I made that, and I'm like,
you can do it too.
I mean, but I don't know. Sometimes awesome. It sounds weird, but like I feel like he does it.
I feel you. Like God's the vision, God's the idea.
And a lot of the ideas come from conversations we had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That I still remember. So it's like, in our Find Yourself shirt, it's out. That's an art of him sitting on a bridge, and we've had that ever since 2017 when we were originally doing this, and it's always been one of my favorite designs. So that's why we wanted to start with that, because we felt like it was meaningful and it was like a passion project. But just releasing the logo tees and the Find Yourself tees was real meaningful for us. But we have so much like ready to go, and we can release for the next year or so, and just just kind of build from that. Like I don't have any like I'm not in a rush. Like I like anything in life, I enjoy the journey of anything. Yeah. I feel like anything that you put your heart and your effort into will work out. But
and when you rush, you kind of forget what you're doing it for. Like when you rush and you want to process it all because you're doing it not only for his memory, but you're like, hey, it's kind of dope how this is going to get. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
That's the reason why it's like it's easier to do that. To sit back and like I'm like that in general, where I want to enjoy the journey, but even more so with this, because it's not just like a business I'm starting, where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for year 3 or something. It's like every step of this road is like meaningful to me. You know what I mean? So, and Alex and Grace, that them exactly the same thing.
And when 3 people can bring such passion, you're thinking about. I mean, how dope is it if for Aaron to be looking down and seeing his best friend, his girlfriend, his sister, all 3 the most important people in his life besides his baby girl, all 3, and when his baby girl gets old enough, she'll be a part of it. All 4
Oh, she's already.
Oh, already,
She
of
already got
course,
some. She already got some gear and everything.
Of course. Oh yeah, she's a genius. Anyways, when I met her, I was like, this is one smart baby. But all four, though, like I said, out of respect, I'll say all four too. All four, it just to be able to do such a beautiful journey, and for him to be able to say like, wow, all four of the most important people in my lives are making like that's special. And so I think what you all are doing is important, and I think it's awesome. And here's some I gotta compliment so my first Vibe Tribe experience. Yeah. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna tell you my first Vibe Tribe experience was an experience. So when Frankie had launched the website and started doing the marketing, you know, he knew I was getting a shirt 100%. So I slid through and I was like, hey, how do I get a shirt? So I put an order in. I went to vibetribe.com and I got the shirt. Well, Frankie, of course, special delivers it to the crib. Here's the thing. You want to know how dope the Vibe Tribe experience is this. It's not just like May 2nd, May 1st, May 8th. It's Cinco fucking de Mayo. This motherfucker slides through late on Cinco de Mayo after working hard, cutting hair, delivering shirts, and he brings me a shirt. And I'm hanging out with a friend. He comes over. We're kicking it. And you know what? I look at the shirt. I'm like, wait. There's more.
Wait, there's more.
Oh fuck! So I open up the plastic and I'm like, okay, the shirt is packaged perfect. I love the way the shirt was on. I ended up I loved it. I just have to comment this. And this is no smoke. Like, this is no me blowing smoke up your ass. Like, this is genuine. The sad logo is fire on the sleeve. And then I'm looking, what's this guy throwing there? Some fucking stickers. And these are some like HD stickers. And I got multiple designs. And then a tribute card to Aaron. I mean, how perfect packaging. So for the value of what you're doing with Vibe Tribe, and again, he did not ask me to plug this, but when you get that shirt, it's amazing quality. I've been here lately. I don't know about you. I always was an undershirt guy. Mm-hmm. I now have switched to kind of not doing the undershirt thing. So, you know what I did at the Bats game the other night? I rocked my Vibe Tribe shirt. And I'm going to give it kudos. Did it sweat through? No. Was it comfortable on the skin? 100%. Did 3 people ask me, what's that shirt? Told them Vibe Tribe. Also, posted a fire Snapchat before I went to the game, rocking the Vibe Tribe. So here's the thing. That shirt, it's a shirt you can just throw on and rock, and it's going to stop people. You're going to be a fucking comfort.
And that's part of it. It's like, we're going to have a lot of designs that are based on positive affirmation that just makes you feel good when you're wearing it. You know what I mean? Like, I always felt like that with anything that I buy. I want to feel like it's something that's positive, and, even if someone passes you on the street, it kind of just, like the Find Yourself shirt. Ever since we had that design, I was always like, man, if you just wrote Find Yourself with that, it just looks, because we just want to help people. In a way where we want it to overall be a community at the end of the day, where people feel a part of something. We want to have a festival presence where people can see us and and meet us and be a part of everything. Like, it's already that, in the festival scene. We just want to really be a part of it, bro. And
I love that.
Aaron is the reason for all of that. Like, Vibe Tribe comes from what me and Aaron called our groups at festivals. And, a lot of people that know me, like, they know that I rapped, and they know that I did a lot of, like, if you knew me in high school and you're like, you see me now, you're probably like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, and I've talked about this on the podcast, like, my first time or something. Like,
yeah,
who I was back then was me putting on a mask, and trying to be, ultimately, we all went through that as kids. You know what I mean? But
dude, you've been my friend through. We both been through so many fucking phases that, bro.
and like
I ain't judged you a minute.
no,
Bro,
I
so,
no, I don't.
yeah,
It's not even really about about judgment. It's me being really open and honest
being
about
authentic.
it.
Yeah,
But
that's dope. That's dope.
I went through a lot of change, and Aaron is the catalyst for it.
Yeah.
Like when I was 18, I never listened to an EDM song in my life, right? Other than like hearing Aaron.
Were you open to it before you?
Well, obviously, because it's a rave. You know what I mean? Like Aaron didn't have to say much to convince me that it was a good idea. I was already into stuff. Like it's like I used to always say. I wish I would have went to manual because when I went to TMS, I had that option, but I didn't know myself.
Yeah.
I hadn't found myself. You know what I mean? So I didn't know I was artistic and that I liked artsy stuff and I liked creating and all that. Or I would have done that. Um, I was too busy getting high and cutting school. You know what I mean?
But to be real, like, dude, I'm gonna be honest that besides you doing music, like, and I know we always bring it up, but like the drama class, bro, it showed your creativity just there. Like you helped with the films we did, you helped with ideas, and here's the thing, you and Aaron, what I loved was you all would bounce ideas off each other and y'all be messing with each other, whatever. But it's like y'all both always were on the kind of the same page with the idea, and that's what I feel like Vibe Tribe is. Like you on the same page.
Yeah, but it's all inclusive. You know what I mean? It's all inclusive. Like it's just the only thing that it doesn't include is hate. You know what I mean? Like nothing that represents hate will ever be represented by Vibe Tribe. You know what I mean?
That's
so needed. It's like it's love. In the EDM and I mean in the festival community in general, like plur is a way of life. It's peace, love, unity, respect, and it's something that everybody lives by. But like what I was saying before about like not knowing myself, even before Aaron took me to my first festival, I was already into psychedelics and you know what I mean, and like weird hippie stuff, but I just didn't know that about me yet. You know what I mean? And my dad was an old hippie, you know what I mean? And I didn't know that about him until I became an adult. So like a lot of things took a lot of time for me to really become who I am today, and like I said, it was Aaron. And it's not that like festivals and like psychedelics, and like we don't even really promote psychedelics. It's not that we promote any type of anything. It's just about loving yourself and enjoying every moment that you're living, and just finding something that's like positive to express yourself or something that's very vibrant and just a dope design in general. Whether it's a tapestry or whether it's a hoodie or whether we have handmade jewelry or anything that we have that we can offer, there's always more things that you can create that help people express themselves.
Yeah.
So whenever I went to my first festival, that was really the first experience I had with EDM, and I fell in love with it. Now I don't listen to much else other than EDM, and a lot of people don't realize it's not just, there's so many subgenres of it. I like funk, EDM, and that was Aaron's favorite too. And, a lot of things that we just like synced on it, but I just didn't know yet. Like he had to show me and introduce me to all that. And I remember my first festival being like real closed minded about stuff, like not really like knowing, how to be so open and like ready to just like meet people and talk to people and like love people you've never even met before. You know what I mean? But like expressing that because like everyone's there for the same purpose. You know what I mean? It's like to live this life that the world should be like, but it's just not.
And he never met a stranger either.
Never.
So I remember you would tell me them times where he would just he'd be talking to people, socializing with people, and I could just always picture in my head him just everywhere he goes, just talking to people, and that's just who he was. And I think what you're doing, what's awesome about this brand too, is that people that maybe didn't know Aaron and maybe didn't know the story are now getting to learn about it, which it promotes the legacy. And I think legacy is, I've said this before on the show, it's just so important. I think when that's the best way to really honor someone is to promote their legacy and build it. And I think what y'all are doing is incredible. And I just think it's been a fantastic idea, and I'm really excited for what's in store. I mean, plus when you're talking about all these things that you have, uh, what I'm coming to my mind is there's endless opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much stuff you can do.
Yeah, and it's just, and it took a long time for us to figure everything out, all the ins and outs of everything. We started probably back in November, December, like really trying to, me, Alex, and Grace trying to figure out, like, let's really do this for sure.
Yeah.
And then it extends out, like, farther with our friend group, you know what I mean? And they're, like, in the background too, like our own personal, like, focus group in a way that I can show different ideas off to. And I showed all them the packaging and stuff before we even put anything on sale. But there's so much that goes into it. But it's been a fun experience. Like, I've enjoyed all of it, like everything that I've learned, and being able to work as a team with them and like bounce ideas off everybody. And it's just it's been more fulfilling than anything. And it never feels like it's work for me because I enjoy it, and it makes me feel closer to Aaron ultimately. And
that's what makes me happy to hear. I mean, that's what's so dope to hear. Like that, because I knew how much it impacted all of us, but
yeah.
you for sure. And it makes me really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to like
stuff.
Levon and Tabitha and Jake and Darren and let's see, shout out to Nathan and Josh and everybody out there that like was a part of one of those festivals with us with Aaron. And like they're like the original Vibe Tribe, and they've all been super supportive of everything. Uh, Peyton, Darren's wife, and like that's been dope. It's just it's a dope experience, and I just believe in it. And it's not even anything that I feel like is hard to do.
Yeah,
it's just filling, and
it's a passion project.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But here's the thing: it's a long-term passion project, and that's what's really dope about it. And it's something, because a lot of people's passion projects can be short-term. I feel like it's a long-term, and it's just this is something you can do for life, man. This is what's awesome, and it's the other cool thing about it is you got Alex and Grace for life. I mean, you and then Orion. I mean, everything that just the team gets older. You all have that bond, and that's what's amazing. And you're gonna have this already, just with the people that loved Aaron, that love you, that love Alex, Grace. You're gonna have the supporters, the lifetime supporters. And did you feel like I was gonna ask you this, did you feel like doing it, what were some of the biggest challenges besides like finding like what kind of shirts you're gonna make, like just kind of the design, or what were the challenges?
To be honest, it was just a lot of trial and error. It never really seemed like that much of a challenge because, I mean, let's be honest, like information is just at your fingertips.
Yeah.
So it's really just like sampling a lot of stuff and trying to figure out the best route to go about it, comparing and contrasting everything, whether it's what website you want to run through, how do you want to make your website look, and which shirt like fabric do you want to go with, which brand is the best to go with. It's not only like, because we always said from the jump, we don't want to just make a cheap shirt or anything that's like, oh, let's expand the profit margin and all that, you know what I mean? Like, I want to make good quality stuff that looks dope and people feel good wearing, and we can ultimately just grow from there little by little and keep expanding little things. Like,
it makes people believe in the brand from the jump too.
One of the dope things, like, we just ordered our first pins, our first hat pins. It's our logo,
and he loved pins. He
He
loved
loved
his.
it, and I can't wait, bro. Like,
That's so dope.
and we're going to Forest, all of us, next month, and so me and
I
Alex
hope y'all have a
we're taking
blast, man.
Grace
That's
to her
awesome.
first festival. We're bringing stuff with us, and
Oh,
like,
it's Grace's first festival.
yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah, she was. Aaron was always going to take her, so it's only right. And but yeah, I mean,
I love it.
it's a dope family thing, and it's something I think people can feel a part of ultimately, and like, like feel like it's something of their own. Like I don't want to be a face of anything.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't think any of us feel like that. And if anything, I would love for Aaron to be the face of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we all discussed that, like how you have that card for him
Hmm.
in your packaging. It's like an explanation for someone that's already become a person,
Part of
a,
the.
a purchase.
Yeah.
That's already made a purchase, because we don't want to use Aaron as like a marketing ploy.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
like you know, I use him in like pictures of him and stuff, and like our story on social media, but not anything about you know him being gone or anything. Just like he's like
A focal point.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like example of what we stand for. You know what I mean? But I don't say a whole lot about that on social media and stuff, because I don't want it to feel like it's a ploy. You know what I mean, or
Yeah.
anything like that. I don't,
Like
and I don't think he
pleading for.
would want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want it to stand on its own first, but once you're a part of this, you can, I want to let them know. You know what I
Mhm.
mean, like who he is and what he meant to us, because it wouldn't be this without him.
Yeah, and I
And
think it's dope. I think it's dope. Like I said, it's promoting his legacy, and
yeah,
I think it's also, I think it's pretty iconic to be able to like, okay, you all know he's a part of it, but it's iconic. The more future products you put out, having that card in there, because that card pretty much symbolizes the legacy. And even if you don't say anything about him and you promoted like a new T-shirt release,
hmm
you having that card in there when that person gets that T-shirt, that's still showing like how he's a part of it
yeah.
and everything.
I
That's
want it
what's
to be
amazing.
known, like
Mhm.
at some point.
Yeah,
I just don't want it to feel like that's a reason to draw someone in. You know what I
gotcha,
mean?
gotcha.
Like
Yeah,
we're not selling. I'm not trying to be like we're not selling like rest in peace shirts. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
we're building a brand that's based on his ideology and what he meant to us, and we do want him to be a part of it, and like and a mascot for us. You know what I mean? Because he is this. You
Mhm.
know, I just don't want it to like anybody to ever feel
Oh, I get it.
nasty about it. You
And
know what I
yeah,
mean?
and I'll be honest, I can vouch. I mean, the man spoke about it. He loved. He wanted to do something. He had so many ideas and visions
Mm-hmm.
that I just remember going over there, and he'd be rapping and telling me stories, and stand up ideas, and just run so many things by me, and I would keep telling him like, you have such a gift, man. And I'm telling you, and Frankie can vouch for this. I would hang out with Aaron, and then like 2 days later, go get my haircut from Frankie, and I would tell Frankie like, "Hey, I hung out with Aaron the other night," and Frankie's like, "Oh yeah, how'd that go?" And I'd be like, I'm telling you, that man is so smart. He has so much stuff in his brain. He just needs to write it down on paper, because the man was so smart. He had so many great ideas. And the one thing that and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, and I'm not going to ever say I won't, because I'm not that kind of person. Like, I've, I usually try to set my mind to things and do it. And I feel like you're the same way. But I always still kind of want to make a movie and use all of Aaron's friends and use everybody Aaron cared about and do a movie that, like, because that's something he always would mention. And I just always feel like that'd be such a fun idea to do for his memory. But I will say this, I talked about this earlier in the episode. You secured the high school for us and the dedication episode to Aaron for my podcast, which again, I can't thank you enough for getting us that contact.
That shit still don't even feel real at this
that doesn't either. That is wild to me.
It's like
I tell people that they're blown away.
It was such an accomplishment at the time. Like we were like, "What the fuck? How do we do this?" You know what I'm saying? We're in J Town, the cafeteria.
50 bucks, 50 bucks,
got us in.
50 bucks. Like,
hey, what would you have told yourself if you told your 18-year-old self you're gonna pay to come back to this place in 10 years? In 10 years, you're gonna pay money to come back into this motherfucker.
I wouldn't be able to process it. Like I would be completely in shock, and to be honest too, because like we were also forced to be in that building, and then at the point to have the opportunity where now I'm volunteering myself to go back, but it was for such an important thing, like not to be able to only tour the school, do the podcast, have all of our friends come. We were able to bring in equipment. It was really cool to be able to do it on our own schedule.
Shout out Mr. Durham.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Durham. Now, that's what I was going to bring up. I don't know if I had shared this with you. I shared with you, actually, another thing. I haven't mentioned this in the first few episodes. I just been pretty humble about it. I actually sold out T-shirts during the break before season 4. I had Vibing with Sleezy, the podcast T-shirts, and shout out to Eric Snyder of a Full Bleed MFG. He made my shirts and used my design on a royal blue print. Sold 66 and had a limited edition print. Everybody sold out. The reception was amazing. So shout out to everybody that had them. They've been worldwide. They're over in Europe, overseas. Celebrities have it. Dr. Britt Baker just sent it all over. So, but Principal Durham, I actually wrote him a letter, and I ordered a special shirt for Mr. Durham, and I thanked him for letting us have the school. Sent him a Bible and Sleazy T-shirt. Told him he's always part of the podcast fam, and just told him how much it meant to us. And
well, now I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna send him a fucking Vibe Tribe shirt.
love it. Hey, but Mr. Durham though, it was dope, and shout out to him for doing that for us. And I really had a great time that day, and it was just it felt kind of gave me chills that day recording, and everybody that listened to that episode, it was a blast.
It ain't changed at all.
Yeah, nothing had changed to J-Town. Also want to shout out J-Town. Another thing I hadn't mentioned, a lot of stuff happened during the break between season 3 and season 4. Shout out to Miss Fugate. She reached out to me, and I want to shout out to J-Town High School on it. I got a brick at the high school.
He's a legend.
He's
a legend.
A legend. I really appreciate it. I already had a brick at the J-Town Library that somebody gave me. If you go to the J-Town Library to the right, you'll see Eric Anthony Clark. But J-Town High School contacted me, Miss Fugate. I actually want to shout out to some of the haters. I had a few haters when I posted this brick that I got from the high school that were like, pay for play. Hey, pay for that brick. Let me tell you something. I'm Eric Clark, and I donate to the school, and I donate to the alumni. I support J-Town, but I was given that brick. And I'm honored to have that brick. And I want to shout out to the teachers, and I want to shout out to the people at J-Town who gave me that brick. And I haven't seen it yet. It's at the football field. It's been installed. Miss Fugate told me, and it says Eric Clark, Homecoming King, class of 2008. And I thought it was dope. They did that because there's other people honored up there. So shout out to J-Town. I know you can buy one if you're part of the alumni, but I for the people who pay to play, no. Sleazy, baby. So anyway, back to the show. Just wanted to get that message out. Frankie, actually, last time he was on this show, we were laughing. We were like, we're gonna call some people, but no. This thing about it was I just had to say that message. But J-Town was an amazing school, amazing time. It's where me and Frankie reconnect. Me and Frankie actually knew each other at Seneca. Went to Seneca freshman year together, and then we reconnected there at J-Town. So
you followed me, good.
Yeah, I did. Oh, you followed me.
Oh, yeah.
You followed me because Dean Perrott followed me and Frankie. Shout out to Dean. But Me and actually, shout out to Dylan Blackwell, big listener of the show, a client of Frankie's, and Courtney. I want to shout out Courtney's giveaways. Courtney's running a giveaway thing on Facebook, so she's doing really well with that. I wanted to shout out both of them, but they were telling about Dean Prott. They used to live by Dean, so shout out to Dean,
Shout
man.
out Dean.
That was crazy. Us three going from Seneca to J Town.
Dean was always mad cool, but Courtney, she be bullying. You know that? She's tough. I can see that. I be feeling for Dylan. You know what I mean? I be telling him all the time. Like, she be bullying me since high school.
Dylan's in the trenches. He's trying to fight. Dylan and Courtney have the coolest dog too. Their dog has these like little rolls, and it's like this. They call it a Chinese watchdog, and it's man, that thing. Like I went over to their house to notarize some. It hawked me up. It's protective, but cute as shit. So shout out to Dylan and Courtney. But the thing also about Vibe Tribe that I love, and I know that you and I, we can talk about 50,000 things, but the main thing about this show that I really want to talk about is, of course, your brand and what you're doing this. But the other thing that's great about Vibe Tribe is I wanted to ask, do you feel like what you just what's that feeling like? Because this is what I love when I see other cities, countries download. What's that feeling like of someone getting a shirt in some other city? Like that's a dope feeling, ain't
really
it?
dope, for sure. I mean, because we like strategically we tried to we wanted to grow all the social medias well before we did a pre-sale, you know, and I felt like we did a pretty good job in a short time. You know what I mean? Like getting the pages with hundreds and hundreds of likes and follows, on Facebook and Instagram, because we always were planning on starting slow as far as whatever we were going to do with inventory to begin with. You know, I was trying to be smart about every little thing. So we went small with the pre-sale, but once we felt like we had enough reach on socials, then we ran it. And when you have people, you realize that it's connecting. It's connecting with people that you don't even know. Like I had a lot of homies that supported, and shout out to all of them. We had a lot of friends and family that supported. There was a lot of orders from Louisville and Evansville, where Alex and Grace live, and all their families. But yeah, whenever we got those orders from outside of that, and these other like small parts of the country and stuff, which is a lot of reach for those those festival kids and everything that we are not targeting, but that's who we would like to feel a part of something that we're that we're basing it off of.
And I feel like too, it's like you kind of can look into yourself in your mirror. If I put myself in your shoes and be like, hey, I'm doing my job here. Like, yeah, we got to the people in Louisville and Evansville to support, but I'm really spreading Aaron's message, and I'm spreading.
Yeah, because you don't know how much of those follows and stuff are going to translate into buys,
for later down the road.
Yeah, and but then also shout out to my guy Riley Dickin. He's super proud of my guy. He's like, I've known him since he was real little, because he's
I want to talk about this.
He's my brother's age.
Yeah,
and this is his second art gallery. He had one in Middletown, but now he's in the Highlands, in the heart of it, off Bonnie Castle. I think it's 2005 Bonnie Castle Avenue. What Makes You Smile art gallery and gift.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of my guy because he's like, he loves all that, and he's another great example of what Vibe Tribe is, because he's such a good dude. No one's got a bad word to say about Riley.
Yeah.
And
I never knew him like if we saw each other, we would look familiar. I don't know him. The thing about it is, every time I had been ever around him, which is probably two times, he's a nice guy.
Let me tell you, you gotta have him on.
Huh?
You gotta have him on.
Oh, I love to have him on.
You gotta have him on.
Riley, hey, let me say this, Riley. If you're listening, I love to have you on. I'll reach out. I actually want to stop by the store. I'm going to stop by this week. I guarantee it. And I'll tell, you set it up too. Yeah. Frankie be the middleman, but love to have you on. Actually saw all of Frankie's posts, saw a lot of people sharing about the store. And for him to have the location that he has, it's an amazing spot. And I already what I think is dope about Riley's spot, and what I think he's doing fantastic on social media. You know me, I love social media, and I love to see when people utilize it the right way. There's nothing cooler like that. I was telling you, that feeling of somebody buying it that you're like, man, somebody supporting it that doesn't even really know us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love how Riley posts people's pictures of holding the things they got.
Yeah.
And you see the general reaction. Number one, you see how happy people are from getting that item. Number two, a lot of times people are with their family or with friends, and it's like, oh, they brought somebody here. And then the coolest picture I thought, because I research, I support, and I haven't even been there yet. But like I said, I am gonna stop in. I love the picture of Riley behind the cash register. He's got his arms out, and he's smiling really big, and you can just tell that's genuine happiness right there. And that was really fucking cool to see. That's why I love seeing that with anybody. I love seeing that with you, of course, because I mean you're one of my best friends. But I love seeing that with you. I love seeing that with Cody Travelstead. I love seeing his happiness that Weird Fan brings him. I love seeing. I could go on and on about people, but there's just a lot of people that I love seeing when they're doing something and genuine happiness comes to them. Like, that's why I do this show. I don't do this show for money. I don't do this show for clout. I do this show to promote people. I've met amazing people. I'm building a brand. I've made revenue off this with some sponsors and shirts. But at the end of the day, the main thing about this show is having fun and kicking with my friends, like smoking weed, vibing, chilling, but also spreading a message. And that's the thing about it is like you said, to piggyback on what you were saying, it's like when you're doing shit with friends and family and you're doing something out of passion, it never feels like work. Yeah. This never feels like a struggle. You're like, you hit me up today, like, hey bro, I got the wedding going on. I recorded some early. It's like, yeah, connect tonight. No pressure. Yeah. And then it's like, hey, you ready to record? Yeah. Like it's not like, oh God, we gotta get notes out. Like when I did the first few episodes, I was kind of like, oh God, I gotta figure this out. Do you feel like doing Vibe Tribe that there was a what would you say was like? Was there meetings that you have with Grace and Alex? Was there like did you start making a list? They start like you come together. How did it all really come together? What was the startup?
So
it's fun to learn. So what?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not. There's not a the only real meeting we had. I went up there before we did right before we did the pre-sale. So we did the pre-sale from 4/20 to May the 4th. So a couple of days before that, I went up there and brought them the packaging and everything, and some. They weren't the finished shirts yet. They were some of the prototypes from another company. Because I went through a bunch of different things, you know what I mean? But I wanted to show
you were still figuring it out.
Yeah, because I mean, I just had those made, but I was trying to show everybody the packaging, so they understood all that, because we knew what we were going with, so we knew we were good to go for the pre-sale.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there. And so yeah, that was like our meeting, but like we just text all the time. I text Alex and Grace all the time. We're just always. I'm showing them ideas. They're showing me ideas. We're bouncing different things off each other, and we had a handful of designs originally in 2017, 2018, and me, Aaron, and Alex already had this whole template. So everything that I'm saying isn't just me. This is Alex and Aaron and Grace and us, cultivating this over a long period of time. We just finally got into a position where we were able to do it, and it was just that much more meaningful to us because of the circumstances.
It felt natural too, I bet. Like the way, and what the thing too is like I remember being at Aaron's house, and I would go over there. Shout out to Josh Wright, the Metro Nights when they do the video gaming, and Aaron was a real big part of that. And recommendation for Vibe Tribe, headphones for the gamers. Aaron loved those. I'm not a big gamer, but I'm just saying I know Aaron loved the headphones. And the thing about Aaron that was dope, shout out to Aaron and Alex too. they'd always like for those gaming nights make sure I was super comfortable. They'd have me in the gaming chair. Aaron's like, yo, I got you the headphone. Aaron be like, hey, tested them out. You good? Test. He always just make you feel warm and welcome. But I remember during breaks or if we're just smoking, hanging out, they would tell me about Vibe Tribe ideas and Alex's design, and Alex would show me her templates and projects, and Aaron showing me stuff, and it just, I for you to have such a creative brain, and me knowing just hearing Alex, it's just a perfect team.
It's perfect. Yeah. And then Grace is like, she has a good eye, and she's like, and she's younger than us.
Isn't she in college still?
She's 21.
So she's getting the. So she's probably getting the.
I'm pretty sure she's 21.
So she's probably getting the. Also, she's getting the college credit. She can promote it in college. Yeah.
But but just having a different perspective. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because me and Alex are 33 and 34. You know what I mean? So like, sorry, Alex.
no. Shout Alex. We love you. We love you. We love you. But yeah,
she's a different perspective, and she has good feedback and opinions on everything. She is just as much of a impact on the socials and everything as all of us. So, it's a team effort all the way around. And like I said, some of the things that I do, Alex texts me and she says she's so proud of me and stuff that I've done. My part of it all, and I'm just like, it's not even me. It's not even me.
Bro, you motivated the fuck out of me. That post, I know it was where you were pressing the shirts, and I texted you about it. Because the thing about it is this, like, when I see somebody grinding and I see somebody doing something that I know you're super passionate about already, and like, it just motivates me. I'm seeing you press shirts. I'm seeing you put the sweat, the work in, and I'm over here like, I just got to keep grinding harder and everything. And it's not just because of you. It just was motivating, man. And so I'm seeing what y'all are putting into this, and I know this is going to take off. And I can't hype it up enough. The quality of the shirt. If you all have not purchased a Vibe Tribe T-shirt yet, the quality is like no other. Also, I've washed my Vibe Tribe shirt twice, and I'm not going to say this about anybody else. My Vibing with Sleezy t-shirts don't do this either. They're perfect, just like the Vibe Trap shirt. But any other shirts I've bought in here recently, a lot of cotton ones. I bought a Scooby Doo here shirt. They shrink up. They feel. I feel like it's not the same shirt I wore originally. The Vibe Trap shirt, it fits back on. There's no shrinkage. It doesn't feel tight, and it just feels comfortable. And I think what you said earlier in the episode, comfort is the most important thing. You see people's fashion anymore, even with when they do dress up. It's all about fucking comfort. Yeah. I mean, dress shoes now, they have the tennis shoe look. Girls with these dresses, they're wearing basically corduroy, like cotton dresses. Like it's a more, everything's about comfort. So I think you all doing that is a smart move.
We're going to expand into other types of clothing too. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just T-shirts and hoodies and sweatpants. We're gonna do a whole lot of different things. Jackets, and we're gonna expand a lot. It's just gonna be over time. We're not in a rush. We just want to enjoy it. Like, and then they're the shirts right now. They're 100% pre-shrunk cotton. They're high quality cotton, and and the prints are DTF prints, which is direct to film. Just for some insight. And those are one of the most vibrant colors that you can get on a shirt. And then they last up to 50 washes. It's the best quality that you can get. And I enjoy doing it myself, to be honest. Like it's something that I can do and shut my mind off and enjoy, and that's what I like to do anyways. So just being more creative. Other things that are creative, like,
was having your touch on it, like, a serious question, like having your touch on it important to you, like before, like
it felt like a more personal thing.
I like that.
Like, I put it on some of the advertisements, like it's directly from us to you. You know what I mean? And then on the labels on the back it says "Made with Love." Because like in my mind, like when I read stuff, like I know purposes for wherever things are made in China, made in the U.S. Like those are all just like fake borders to me. You know what I mean? Like, our shit's made with love. I don't care where it came from. You know,
Yeah.
but I
It
mean,
could be
our
your shirt
stuff
could be from
does
Bangladesh.
for all you patriotic people out there. You know, it does come from the U.S. of A. But you know, but it's made with love, and that's what really matters. You know.
But hey, that is what all that matters. Because I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know where the Bible Sleazy shirts were made. I never looked at that. But at the end of the day, they were printed in America. So shout out to the USA. But anyway, so think about it. They might have been made in Bangladesh, but at the end of the day, they're great quality. And everybody's giving good feedback, and that's what I love about your all shirts.
I appreciate it, dog. But think about that. It's pretty dope when you know every shirt that I do, I know who I'm doing it for as I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
Because like I'm doing everything in order. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing, I see your name and I see who you are, and a lot of the people that ordered outside of our friends and family are people that were commenting and posting on our pages and stuff. So like you kind of recognize the names, and so all that's it's very fulfilling.
Well, then you could like that guy who never tips the barbershop, you just print his logo crooked. I'm just fucking, but no, that's
personal experience.
I love that, and but the thing about it, I think that's key is the sleeve print. Mm-hmm. The sleeve logo is super dope because
so like we're doing these on shirts that don't have Vibe Tribe in the shirt.
I love
so like this one that you're seeing now. This is like a new one that I made. It's time spiraling into a galaxy. And
yeah,
I know people can't see it, but it's blue and purple, and it's just real vibrant and trippy, and it's a design I'm really proud of. And it doesn't have anything on it that says Vibe Tribe, so the sleeve says it. Same thing with the Find Yourself shirts that are out. So you can go to What Makes You Smile Gift and Galleries on 2005 Bonnie Castle Avenue, and we have stock there now. And nothing is online currently because we just ran our pre-sale. And in the next week or two, we will be putting more things on sale. Nice. Once we go through inventory and I get everything at Riley's shop fully stocked. So that's just an update on everything. If you're in Louisville, Kentucky, and you want to shop, go shop with Riley. The art gallery is super fucking dope. He's a great dude, and he'll take good care of you. And shop some Vibe Tribe while you're there, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you can keep up with all our pre-sales going forward, because we'll put things back on sale soon. But sorry, I had a little.
No, you're good. Do your thing.
On the Find Yourself shirts, they don't incorporate Vibe Tribe on the design, so it's on the sleeve. Then the other two designs are the logos, so they don't incorporate on the sleeve. It just says it on the shirt. So every shirt's going to be a little different, and we're going to add different touches to every little thing. And
I wanted to ask you, with Riley's shop, have you thought about doing an exclusive shirt for his shop? You have to stop in there to get it.
The thing. He's already got something. You know what I mean? I would love to, and I hope that I can eventually. Right now we're just getting things off the ground, and like I said, we're not in a rush. But yeah, for sure. But we are exclusive at Riley Shop.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Physically, that's the only place that you can get Vibe Tribe shirts, and we'll have pins there soon too. So, nice. But yeah, I mean, Riley's got everything there. I mean, no matter what you're into, and he's got live art there a lot, and that's dope as fuck. Like he's got this dude. I wish I could remember his name. He's a really good dude, and he's using like a big ass magnifying glass with the sun, burning wood and these designs, and it's amazing to watch. And Riley's dad's up there painting sometimes, and you got all these different guys up there that are amazing, and they're doing live art, and there's just as much amazing art inside the shop. So, but yeah, I would love to do it. He's got a lot of I think he's got a cousin that makes custom tie-dyes that he's got in there. He's got a lot of other clothes. It's not just mine. And so he's got custom tie-dyes and all this stuff that with his logo on it, and I have a couple of those. But yeah, eventually for sure I'm gonna have to do a custom logo for his shop.
Because that's what I was thinking. It's like it'd be dope to bring people into the shop, but where his area is just it's perfect, and I mean especially for that brand, and that's incredible. And do you feel like with the brand that could you see yourself? Could you see yourself ended up traveling with this? And what I mean by this, like, because we were talking about you getting it out, but like you talking about bringing it to festivals and stuff, but do you see it where this could be a case where, dude, you start going to different states and really promoting this brand and getting it in different
Well, yeah,
places.
like
Maybe like maybe a local shop at each
so like
state
there's a
kind of
lot
deal.
of brands that are like that are similar.
Yeah,
Obviously, we're not discovering anything here.
yeah,
Um, that I would love to be in any way, shape, or form along the same lines of some of these other companies that I enjoy when I go to these festivals. Like they have huge followings and stuff, and like Grassroots is one of them, for
yeah,
example. They're really really dope quality everything, and everyone loves their stuff. I always see them at summer camp, and um, whenever my like without being in a rush or anything, because I really don't mind or care how long anything takes. But yeah, in my mind, like in 5 years, I would like to be able to be at a few festivals over the summer. You know what I mean? Because vending isn't, it's just about having variety. And I
yeah,
think in 5 years, I will have enough variety to where you can fill up booths and catch people's eyes and have a lot of different things that you can offer.
yeah.
Um, so, that's just like a shot in the dark timetable in my mind that I would like to do that. But yeah, eventually somewhere down the road, 5, 10, doesn't matter how long for real. I mean, I know we joke but we're not really old.
No, we're not. No, 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 for
You
sure.
know what
We're
I
not.
mean?
We're still young.
I don't care if I'm 50 years old and
Yeah,
I'm able to do it. Like
you're still vibing.
I'm vibing
I'm
forever.
vibing.
I'm
That's
vibing
my goal.
forever,
I
my guy.
vibed with Sleazy for years. I mean, that's why
I love festivals,
I'm
man.
not.
It's like
Yeah, and I think about like I think the thing about it too. What you could do with this, man, you can start having brand ambassadors where they go to different festivals and they rock it, and people are
I'm
like, "What
already
is it?"
starting on that
Oh,
because
oh
like
yeah,
because
that's
I don't have
genius.
the means to be
At every festival.
at festivals right now. So my buddy Lance Broden, shout out Lance. I got a few homies that's gonna go to a few different festivals this summer, and I'm gonna stock them up with a few different things and just let them take it and and talk to
Word of mouth
people
is
and yeah
huge.
and
I mean,
rock
that's huge.
just rock it and talk to people while they're out there. I think Lance is going to Suwannee and yeah, so
You'd be a
that's
huge
my
hit at
like
Bonnaroo. I mean, you all would be. You're all sure. Just going to Bonnaroo when I went. This you all would be such a fucking hit.
yeah, I've never been to Bonnaroo. We always kind of stick to like the pure EDM or like EDM and jam bands and stuff that are kind of like more
If
low
you want to
key.
go to Bonnaroo,
But
let me
but no,
know.
I will.
Let's roll because it's
Trust me.
dope.
Like the goal is, you know, like I love cutting hair.
Mm,
I do. Um, and I don't want anything to come away like negative. What I want to say, right?
yeah.
But like I have done that for 15 years,
Yep.
and that sounds crazy to me.
But you've grown big
Um,
time with that. Your
I mean, I
brand's
love
been.
it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to ever stop.
You're good
Trust me,
at it.
I don't want to stop. I really love it, but sometimes,
Hmm.
especially having a daughter now,
Hmm.
it's like I'm behind this chair all the time, and the festival season isn't something that's year round, so it's like it's the perfect ideology where if I have something to where I can have getaways
Yeah.
that's also business, that's experiences, like going back to the money thing. I don't really would it being profitable in a huge way be fun? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
if it's just the like catalyst for my journey or for our journey as a group to where it gives us more experiences together and like to do things together, I'm totally fine with that. If
Yeah.
we're like if it's making it, you know what I mean? If it's like allowing us to do that and it's doing well enough to where we're allowed to do that, I never have a problem being a barber and doing that all the time, but having these getaways where I can go and promote my brand and still be able to party with everybody and feel everybody's
And
energy
live
because
life. Live life to the fullest.
yeah,
Like,
because
yeah.
like that's something, and I know it's hard for people to understand that don't go to these things or think that it's whatever, but you'll never feel the most like the amount of energy in one place that you can feel there. It's
I feel
different. It's
that.
different. You can go to Thunder over Louisville and you can be surrounded by thousands of people, but like vibrations are real, and frequencies and everything is real. And when you're at something like Electric Forest or a summer camp or a Bonnaroo or something that there's meaningful, like everyone's there for the same common purpose, and most of it's just centered around love and freedom and expression and happiness. There's no better feeling than being surrounded by that all the time. And people that are just enjoying like the moment for real. Because we get so caught up in everyday life where no one is ever like ever enjoying a moment. You know, everyone's. I can't wait till the weekend. I can't wait till Tuesday. I can't wait till next month, or I can't wait till the summer so I can do this. But like, that's something that you can take away from a festival when you go back home. It's like
Because the scariest thing in the world is living that pattern where you're not enjoying your weekdays and you're living for the weekend. And like you always heard that as a kid, like people say, "Oh, I'm living for the weekend," or even shit. Mac Miller, one of my favorite artists, rest in peace. Like he had the song "The Weekend" with Miguel, and it's like you think about you hear these people saying it's like you're living for the weekend. I got the weekend. It's like I don't want that. And what I've discovered here recently in the past, probably I would say good 4 or 5 months, I've been finding happiness every day. I look forward to
yeah,
like after work, I look forward to the shit at work. Like I find positives out of that. I go take breaks. I might go to Mr. Gaddy's on my lunch. Like it might be a stressful morning. I'll go slide through fucking eat Mr. Gaddy's buffet and go smoke and then go back and knock out work again. And then I might go that night and go hang out with the girl or go do this. Like I I make the best of it. And then when the weekend does hit, I go fucking full throttle and I'm
yeah.
either out of town doing something. And I've said this before, the biggest compliment in life to me, and I don't know how you feel, and I want to hear yours exactly. And this can be for Vibe Trap or just Frankie in general. But the biggest compliment I love to hear is when somebody looks at me and they go, "Hey, you're fucking living, man. Hey, I saw you on social media. You're doing this, you're doing that." I don't live for those social media things, but it's just like, "Hey, I see you're doing this. Hey, I see you doing that." I love hearing that because I am living life to the fullest. I want people to see that because it's like I don't want to sit around at 80 years old and be like, well, what if or what I didn't know, fuck that. I want to live my best life. I can die tomorrow. So at the end of the day, I don't want to fucking hear people say, well, yeah, it's like I just think that's the best compliment to hear. What do you feel like? Kind of a two-part question. What do you feel like has been a huge compliment that you've heard so far with doing Vibe Trap? And then what's a compliment that you like hearing just for yourself in general? Besides haircuts, like just Frankie.
All right, so say it again. So one.
So like the first one, like what do you feel like it's been the best compliment so far about Vibe Trap? You
Okay.
all have heard.
Um, man, I've just heard a lot of like it's a lot about Aaron
Mm-hmm.
and our friends that we're close to that know him and like how much like the memorial card
Mm-hmm.
that's in the packaging meant to them, or like people that got the Find Yourself shirt. When you open the package, it's basically him, the design right in the front of it. You know, you just see him right in the middle
Yeah.
of the shirt, and they just when they say that Aaron would be proud, there's nothing more important than that. Because I already know that without
Mm-hmm.
anybody saying it. Um, but just other people like affirming it is
A good feeling.
for sure. Because like he really he really wanted to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and just circumstances just we couldn't at the time. So like it is what it is. So, but
But
you know,
you all haven't given up on it. That's the best. That's the
no, and
best part of it.
I know he's with us all the way through it.
Mhm.
Sorry, sometimes I just be getting emotional about it.
No, you're good, brother. You're good, brother. You be yourself, and I love it. It's like
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
I
it. No,
know,
I
yeah,
feel
no,
it.
I know. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
afraid to be.
no,
You know what I
and
mean?
I feel it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I've said this before, and I don't care how crazy I sound. He was over at my house a few times, and he did that episode of my podcast. And I'm telling you, I sometimes laugh. I sometimes think about it. I've actually it's crazy. I sometimes feel like he's in the bathroom. Like I'll sometimes
Yeah.
hear. No, here's the reason why. I'll be sitting out here watching TV, smoking, chilling, and I'll just hear the toilet go and start running, and I'll go in there and nothing's wrong, and I just flush one time. I'm like, what the fuck? And I swear to you, it's almost like I think about him because that day he flushed the toilet so much because he threw up everywhere and then cleaned it up. And the thing about it was, I just think about him, and then sometimes I sit here, and it is crazy. I swear to God, I think about him, and I look over at this black chair that's to the left of me, and I'm like, that's where he was sitting that day. He had it turned, and I sent us a picture of him there. And then now that you giving me the Vibe Trap package, and I got the card up there on the top shelf, it just it does feel like he's there. And what's the thing? My second part of that question was, what's a compliment that you like getting as a person? Like, and again, nothing about hair, like you, because you get told all the time, and you're the best barber in town. But what about Frankie as a person? What's your favorite compliment you've got?
Man.
You ever thought about that?
No, I mean, you got to think like I'm I'm such an introvert, right? And that's like one of the things about Vibe Tribe is like if Aaron were here, like he could take care of all that shit. You know what I mean? Like me, like oh my god, he was.
Well,
Like,
he'd be on this episode right
oh
now.
my god,
Like,
he'd be shining to the rooftop. You know what I mean? And like I'm such an introvert, and I get drained like socially and stuff. So like most of my compliments do come from my clients and stuff, but it's really not about the way I cut their hair. You know what I mean? It's just always like because I've had clients for so many years, and they're just like, man, they're proud of me because of how far I've come to where now I'm part owner of my own shop. So it's like they know, I went through all this. And, a lot of my clients that I know well, they know a lot of things that I've been through. You know what I mean? Like they know a lot of the shit that I dealt with through that time. Like it's 15 years, so it's half my life.
bro, I'm telling you, I'll tell you some of my memories of just you over the years. It's like you had the place over in Pikes Point. There was time. Remember the time when I was sitting in the shop that dude was all emotional about something. I had the gun, or everybody going crazy, and like just all the crazy situations that you experienced there. Then we go to the mall, and there's so many people in the mall. And here's the thing: nobody wants to fuck anybody up. They want to go to your chair, and then you come out, and it's like you've had the people follow. And what I love is, man, it's like 99% of the time I go into Frankie's shop, it's memory lane. Hilton Bernard's in the fucking house. I see fucking Cody Mraz the other day, like out of fucking Mars. Was it Mars? I don't want to say Mraz. Sorry, that's the singer, Cody Mraz. So I'm Jason Mraz. I'm so sorry, but yeah, Cody Mars. But I see Cody and just people like that. It brings back memories, and it's cool seeing that. So it's like people that have been going there for as long as I have. I've been going there since I was 18. So
Zach Marshall's there too.
Yeah, shout out to Zach and shout out to a lot of guys that are in there. I mean, there's what Dylan comes in there. Saw Dean Campbell in there the other day. Like
it's a lot. Like and it's kind of I'm kind of lucky that I had that I am I'm a barber because I'm such an introvert. I might not keep up with as many people as I'm able to because I see them on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Because like
but you know me, I'm gonna keep you up with the tea.
Oh yeah.
Like I have zero drama, but I stay up with the tea. Like it's so easy on social media nowadays.
Yeah. But about that like the Aaron thing, whenever you talk about you feel like he's in your bathroom. There's like times all the time where like things happen or I learned some new information about some shit, right? But like me and Aaron, like everything's intertwined, right? Like you're friends for so long, like we know all the same people and shit. So something would happen and I would be like, oh fuck, I wish I could tell him that. So like I'll sit in my car and I'll tell him. You know what I'm saying? Or like Clerks 3. Clerks 3 came out.
I just watched Clerks 3 yesterday. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh wait, can we talk about Clerks 3?
Yeah, but okay. Right after this.
Okay, yes.
So, like, whenever they got announced, like I broke down, bro, because like we had already lost Aaron, and it got announced that it was happening, and I was like, fuck, because most of the time I would tag him on Facebook, you know what I mean? So I just did it anyway. Like you would have loved it, and so things like that, like things or like somebody that we all know. Like from J Town or something, like I find out something about him, you know what I mean? And I want to text him, you know what I'm saying? But like I'm like, or even something as simple as I rode past his this dude Paul's old crib that he used to live with at the time, And like I don't know, like little things like that. If he was alive, I would have like mentioned it to him.
I'm not gonna lie, like where he lived with Alex there, that house. Anytime I'm in that area, if I can cut through, I don't sit and just stare at the house, but I drive through and I just take a glance. Like, and I don't do it much. I've done it, and I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do it all the time. I've done it maybe 2 or 3 times, but I look and I just kind of smile, and I'll say if I have somebody, I mean that's where my friend Aaron lived. And the thing about it too is the thing about it is it's like I do feel like sometimes like it's the bathroom, and the thing about it, people are like, why do you think he's in your bathroom? He ate the world's spicy chip on my show. It was such a great episode. He also threw up on my balcony, and I feel like sometimes, so I know I'm gonna end up saying stuff like talk a little more, but it's like the thing about it is when he was on the patio, I sometimes look at my patio and I feel like I see like it's something about his memory. And I go back, I've listened to that episode before, and I look back at the picture. I love when the picture pops up in my memories and of me, him, and Josh that day. And it just, man, he just had so much energy. And I remember so many things photogenic. Like, I remember sitting in the alleyway at that house there in the Highlands and just hearing him talk, telling me ideas, and you know, just so much. Like I remember being in that backyard, and I look at that, and it's just so many things he told me. And the thing that I'm so blessed and thankful for with Aaron is that we were always friends. You know, we weren't as close to you all, and like I said, I gained back friendship with him through you again. Like got to reconnect with him, and it made me feel so good how close me and him got towards the end because I really got to know Aaron, and I really fell in love with the guy, and like thought, man, this guy's just fucking awesome. And what you bringing up his pins, like I have to say something about that before we talk about Clerks 3. His pin collection, and I think he would love to hear this. His pin collection was incredible. Yeah. He had a wonderful pin collection. His pins were amazing. He showed me his pins all the time, and I love that about him. And I was a collector. He knew I loved that. And I would get hyped seeing the pins he get. He'd tell me how he negotiated or how he found this or got someone to ship it in. And he had them on a board. And it was really cool. So I think Aaron had a good eye for that stuff and pins. And I think it's cool you all are doing that because I think that's what it was such a passion of his. He loved it. And I think it's just so dope.
A little behind the scenes sneak peek. People can't see. That's what I feel going to be.
That's sick. I love that. Yeah, so I'm seeing the sneak peek now of the pen, and it's beautiful. He would love this. I love that trend. That's fucking true. Yeah. So you all might hear his whisper now. I can't let you know too much, but this is going to be beautiful, and you're going to want to get this. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to make, and again, I'm not selling on Aaron's like death, but to secure his memory and legacy, his pen, he loved his pens.
If you like hat pins, you know,
it's perfect.
You might want to grab this. I'm really proud of it, and me and Alex and Grace, we worked on it, customized it. We're gonna have our own pins, and
that's special.
It's gonna be dope. You know what that is?
The mark. Yeah. So he had the mushroom. Yeah, he had the mushroom tattoo. So when'd you get that?
I just got it.
Okay, so Frankie has the mushroom tattoo on his wrist from Mario, and that's what Aaron had was the green one?
No, he had this one.
He had the red one? Okay, remind me.
We got our first tattoos together.
Okay.
The day after we graduated.
Yeah.
We got so fucked up the night we graduated. So fucked up. It was ridiculous. It really was.
That week was ridiculous.
Sorry, everybody.
We all got fucked up.
Sorry, everybody that's listening. And then the next morning, we're like, let's go get tatted. Because, like, I think both our parents both felt the same. Like, we're 18 and we're graduated, so they can't fucking do shit, you know? So I got the microphone tattoo.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he got the Mario mushroom, the 1-up mushroom on his right wrist. I can't get it on my right wrist because I got too much shit right there. So I got it on my left wrist, and
I love it.
Yeah, so I just got it still. It's healing right now.
It looked fresh. I noticed that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something about it, but I'm glad you said something on the show. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Heather Taylor who said Mama Tried. She did this. She's an apprentice right now, actually, so I let her do it. But she did a hell of a job.
She did a great job. That's perfect line job.
I know.
Hey, you did wonderful, girl. Yeah. And hopefully she listens to the show. I love it. And so something you brought up. So this weekend has been kind of my R&R weekend. I've recorded the podcast on this weekend, of course, but I've relaxed a lot. I got a massage, got a pedicure, kind of, man, work been kicking my ass. So I went and got a little hibachi, took some naps, watched the Jack Harlow movie, the White Man Can't Jump. I will say this, I've seen both, the original and that one. I think it was good. I'm not a hater like all these fuckers on the local news comments. I think Jack did wonderful. I think he acted well, and I laughed.
The exact same way, bro.
Yeah, I laughed like 22 times.
I don't know how anybody can watch that and be like, "This is fucking terrible."
Oh, storyline was great. I
thought it was funny the whole way.
I can't believe I'm admitting this. I cried twice. Like, there was no one. Yeah. I'm not being. No, here's the two moments I got emotional. Like with the whole moment with the dudes, which I won't even ruin the storyline. It's just the dude's dad. And then the situation with like that kind of messed me up just because I reconnected with my pops. And
you know what? That was touching.
That was touching. Yeah. Just because it hit me because I've just reconnected with my pops. Yeah. And then the other thing that kind of hit me, which didn't give me an emotion, where I was like, it just gave me that happy tear, is when he's playing Ed Sheeran and they're still in the parking lot and he's waiting for it. That was a dope scene. But Jack fucking did awesome acting.
Everything was good.
I thought everything was great. I thought the storyline was great, the acting, the cameos, and they even used. I'm really big into like West Coast YouTube hip hop, and they used so many people cameo wise from that, and I just thought it was great. And Jack did well. I think his hooping skills as well. I don't know how much extras were used, but I just think I don't think much. Yeah, and I think the movie is great. But here's the thing that's shocking. Real quick before I get off something. And I love Jack Harlow. I've met him before, met him at Forecastle at the Playboy Cardi show. I've been to his show at Zanzibar. Great guy. And I know he's been to Frankie's shop. But here's the thing. Don't it blow your mind? Like, I know he was a soccer guy. But he went to Atherton. And if he's hooping like that in the movie, Atherton's duty. They're like the worst school in Kentucky for ball.
You got to think.
He should have been hooping.
I mean, I can't really speak on it because I met him, but I don't know him. You know,
he's tall too.
He's real tall now, but I don't think he was in high school. Like, you saw his videos and everything.
Oh, I think he did.
I think he probably got better as he grew. You know what I mean?
I think not peak. I mean, probably hit his peak.
I know people that play with him. They all say he's good.
Yeah, I've seen him playing like these hip hop tournaments, these celebrities, and I'm not hating. Like I said, I love to hoop him tonight, but I think it's a case where, you know, I always played ball, and it just always made me laugh. Like, he went to Atherton. I always had my best games against Atherton, and it's just wild. And then I'm sitting there one night, I'm high, and I see on Facebook Jack Harlow fucking merchandise swing by, and there's Atherton t-shirts he's selling, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I remember going to Atherton gym. It's just wild how things like circle back. But shout out to Jack Harlow, he did awesome in that movie. And if you're hating, you're just a fucking hater. Like the dude's doing great. Like with the foundation, with the city. Like, I saw him at Zanzibar. Dude put on a great show. I can't hate. Dude's always been nice to me. So shout out Jack Harlow, man. Good job, dude. So the next movie I want to talk about, I got into a movie thing yesterday. Clerks 3. So I've seen Clerks 1, Clerks 2, Kevin Smith. Shout out Kevin Smith. Shout out Comic Book Man. I actually will say this. Clerks crew kind of reminds me of all of us, like me, you, Aaron, like just kind of a bunch of fucking degenerates who don't give a fuck and just have wild lives. But yeah, exactly. Like, we try to make a movie. It's exactly like we're fucking degenerates. But here's the thing: I'm watching Clerks 3, and I laughed a fucking lot. But also, it had its times, and it was it was really serious compared. I feel like a little bit more than the others, but. It hits you in the feels too, but man, there's just some scenes that were so funny. So, dude, okay, and this, I don't give a fuck. This don't ruin the movie. If you listen to this, Cover your fucking ears. You want to hear it.
The movie's been out long enough.
It's been out long enough.
If you wanted to watch Clerks 3, you could have fucking watched Clerks 3.
Yeah. You have a streaming app, motherfuckers. Yo, shout out. I love y'all. But anyway, so here's the deal. The best part. Fucking, I'm talking. I paused it. I rewatched it. So the dude's super religious. Like, the dude's super into Jesus and God. Like, hope again apart. You know that from the past movies.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, like dude's still on this character. And they go to the hospital when dude has a heart attack. And he's like, I swear to Satan. Like, I swear to Satan now. When he shows up at the gas station with the long fucking nails and he's got the fucking makeup on, I lose it. And this little sidekick is like painted with makeup too. I'm fucking losing it. And I laugh so hard. And the thing that's so funny is it's like they're behind the counter like, what the fuck are you two doing? And then the other thing that's great is like, I love in the beginning of the movie, it's like, okay, they're literally, he fucking clocks in. Like, I totally get that feeling if a motherfucker put gum on the fucking lock. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you fucking go in the gas station and you're like, let me go play hockey above the fucking store. You got a line of 40 people deep. And the funniest thing about it, I'm sitting there and I'm like, why does he give a fuck? He half owns this motherfucker. So it's like, the funniest thing about it is it's just all that. And then to see them fucking Jay Silent Bob have fucking their own THC store out the video shop, and they're like, and he goes in, he's like, yeah, you know, like I used to watch videos in there, and they're like, it used to be a video shop. And he's like, where the fuck do you think you're at? And he's like, oh shit, there's videos, there's still videos around, dude. I was dying. There's so many things. It was a great movie.
Oh man, I love it.
Did you notice that?
It was so funny. It was so weird to me, because like I'm over here like lying, like laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was emotional for me.
It was,
because
yeah.
I'm like, damn, that was me and Aaron shit, bro. He was like, oh, Kevin Smith shit. Like all of his stuff, like there's so many movies people don't even know about. It's all the same. You know
Without me ruining the part to the, did you think what was gonna happen where it was gonna happen to him too?
You gotta remind me because I didn't watch it just yesterday.
Him collapse and at the other character. I'm not gonna say any names, but the character that the other main character collapsing towards the end of the movie, having a heart attack too. Did you see that coming? I saw that coming like a fucking mile away.
Oh yeah, because Randall already did.
He was so stressed, and when he put up his half,
yeah.
I literally said, I was so blitzed. Like, okay, I'm blitzed. I'm eating cookies, and I'm blitzed, and I'm watching this movie, and I go, it's Saturday. I have nothing to fucking do. I'm in comfort. Fucking, you talking about comfort? I'm in fucking comfort. I'm in under a blanket. I'm not like a big screen going on, and he goes, yeah. I'll put up half of myself at the first stop. And when he says that, I literally said out loud, he's about to have a heart attack in like 15 minutes. Fucking has one. And here's the other thing that fucking drove me nuts. Dude, here's Randall's like, this is the part that just drove me fucking bonkers. You care about this motherfucker. Okay, clearly there's a fight going on. You're fighting each other. He collapses. Randall, you just had a heart attack like a month before.
Yeah.
The man's dead on the fucking floor for at least like 12 seconds. He's in coma mode at this point. And when you're in coma mode, it's really hard to get your motor skills and vegetables, like becoming a vegetable. Randall just calmly just goes, oh. Now he's an expert on being a medic. Checks his pulse. He's like, check. Oh, you look blue. Okay. Oh, you're fucking with us. Okay. Like, motherfucker, call 911. Then they call 911. 911 probably, with these day and age, took, I'd say, fucking 12 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And then Randall's shocked that his esophagus has a tube and he's dying and he's purple and blue and bruised. And he's like, I love you, man. You're my hero. Made the movie about you. And I love that. That was awesome. And I teared up. But think about it, I'm over here like, Randall, you did that. And now he's dead. And it just blew my mind. But I feel like he found his happiness because he really wanted to be with Rosario Dawson's character. But at the end of the day, I thought it was just wild. Now, I did not expect religious dude to get the money from the fucking uh what were they, the fucking, what's that called, the NFTs, and he threw the stack at the fucking bitches like, get the fuck out of here, and she fucking left, and then he owns fucking part of it now. Like, that blew my mind that he ended up buying the gas station. What it was, so if you gave it a 1 out of 10, what would you rate Clerks 3?
Oh,
You know what I'm gonna say? But take your emotions out of it.
yeah. Oh no, yeah, no, I wouldn't rate it on based on emotions. My emotions are just there because
I'd say it's
I know Aaron would have enjoyed it. But me and Aaron would have both agreed, yeah, about 7.
7.
But Clerks 2 to me is a 10. Me personally.
Clerks 2 is a 10. I think Clerks 1's a 9.
I think it's an 8. I think it's great for what it is.
It started
because it was a small filmmaker, like, it was a small budget and everything, like, but he did what he did with it,
he used a lot of friends too.
It created a cult following.
But there was people
by the time you got to Clerks 2, though, you already had this foundation, all these movies. You know what I mean? Because, like, you had Mallrats, and you had Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and you had Chasing Amy, and you had all those movies.
Chasing Amy.
All those movies intertwined.
Such a good
They're
movie.
all in the same, like, universe, like Kevin Smith's universe. So
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's always.
Now let me say this about Clerks 3. I got to say this. Tell me you weren't shocked. Were you not shocked by all the cameos in that fucking auditions part?
Not for real, because he always does that, and I feel like at this point in his career, they'll just do it for him.
Well, here's the thing.
Like killing his budget.
Think about this though. Think about how busy celebrities are. It's hard for us to get friends that all they do is smoke weed and jack off on their couch to get out to go to a birthday party. Think about calling up all these celebrities of all these different kinds and getting them to do one line in a movie. But also, if somebody called me to do a line in a movie, especially for Clerks, I'm gonna fucking do it all day. So, but I love the hockey scene. I'm a huge fan of Comic Book Man. That's Kevin Smith. Aaron liked that show too. Yeah. I love that because it's basically Pawn Stars but comic book style and a way cheaper budget. Yeah. But Kevin Smith also has the crew on, does like a radio show with them. And what's great is during the hockey scene, and they've been in Clerks 1, Clerks 2, they're playing on the hockey thing, the comic book guys. So I love how he brings them in. And like Adam Sandler does that with Dan Patrick. I'm a big Dan Patrick show fan, the sports guy. And Adam Sandler brings Dan Patrick always into always his movies and stuff like that. So I will ask you this. I got to ask a fun question. If you were to pick any celebrity endorser for Vibe Tribe that you could have, who would it be? Grizz, okay. Is that what Aaron would want, you think?
I think so.
That'd be big time. You love Grizz.
I love Grizz. But yeah, if I could find just one person, and like some people don't even probably know who Grizz is. Just listen to the podcast because, he's pretty big in that scene. Like he's absolutely huge in that scene. But, you might still not know who Grizz is, even though he one of his songs was one of the outros played for the NBA a few years back. You know what I mean? But you don't know that's him. But he plays the saxophone and he's a DJ.
How old is Grizz?
I'm not sure. I think he's probably younger than us.
And you discovered Grizz through Aaron?
I'm not sure. I have to find out.
Did you discover Grizz yourself?
No, Aaron.
And now would Grizz be your favorite EDM artist?
Grizz is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like different subgenres. Like there's like the heavy bass shit. It's like crazy headbanging music. People think basically robots sound like they're fucking.
Yeah.
But
that's a good analogy.
Yeah. But it is something that you have to experience live for you to understand what it's all about, because it is a big party
Two
thing.
Chelsea Greens just hitting each other in the head. You know how to mention Chelsea Green.
So it's like
mention Chelsea Green.
if you enjoy like the all encompassing like the light show, the vibe, the music, the rave, the dancing, all that, then that's really what it is. But um, yeah, Grizz plays the saxophone, so he's like funk EDM, which I love that,
That's dope.
and like his live shows is nuts because he's back there fucking DJing, but then he'll fucking pull his saxophone out from behind him and step out from in front of the fucking boards and just murder it live, and it sounds just like the record, and he's amazing live. But then like Excision is like real super fucking heavy headbanging music. That's my favorite artist. It's like a headbanging DJ, but like there's all these subgenres of it. There's real light EDM like Odessa and stuff like that. Like I consider all that, it's there's just different subgenres of it all, and that's what's fun about festivals is you think like if it's all EDM then it's just one thing, but it's such a range and such a variety of all these different subgenres of one thing. But ultimately, it's just a big party where everyone's just enjoying life. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, like of course drugs are a huge part of like the community,
the culture,
yeah, but like there's sober people at all this stuff. There's people that don't touch any of it. There's people that are sober from used to be doing stuff like that, you know what I mean? But ultimately, like you have to have an understanding and a knowledge of what you're talking about, like what we're speaking about. If you're a responsible adult and and you're careful about what you're doing, then all the power to you. You know what I mean? And enjoy your life with whatever you want to do. Don't, and that's fine too. Like, I never want anyone to think. Me and Grace were talking about this the other day. Like, no one should ever feel like we are promoting, like Vibe Tribe is promoting drug use, or we are us personally. We're very free spirited hippies that enjoy life and whatever that means. But our lifestyle doesn't have to be like a reflection of yours. It's just a matter. We just want people to love each other and treat each other with kindness and and feel that internally. And Vibe Tribe is just something that we think that could represent that they would want to represent too.
Well, I think it's a point too where it's like if you're wanting to do drugs because the guy that made your shirt does drugs, you need to reevaluate your life. Like that's what I just want to say. Well, like you need if he's in it, like the shirts are awesome, but if the person that made the shirts is making you want to do like just because they do it, that it just. But I will say this, man. Like it's also cool though. You're giving them the authentic feel of who you are because it's what you do, and it's also accepting of the people that do drugs.
I know it sounded like I just wanted to make it clear.
I completely
because like me and Grace were talking about it, I'll just say it, okay? Because I don't think anybody's mad at me. So like Grace was talking to her grandma, and the grandma was like, "Is that hippie, that fucking drug shit with all the wild sex and everything?" And we're just like, no, like. No, like,
the wild sex.
The wild sex in the field doing drugs.
Oh
and
my
then,
god!
And I was just like, no, grandma.
It always goes back to sex.
Love you, grandma. If you listen to this, love you, grandma.
Yeah.
But it's Aaron and Grace's grandma. But and love you, Rhonda. But
yeah, shout to Rhonda. I love Rhonda.
But like I just don't want anybody out there to think that because a lot of our social media is like a lot of like psychedelic art and a lot of things like that. And a lot of our designs are going to be that too, but it doesn't have to be,
Well, you're clearly accepting of both cultures and non so sober, like partying, like, and it's just
do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do.
Just don't judge me for what I'm
exactly. Because you're gonna vibe the way you want to vibe. Yeah,
but I'm an adult, and like
you are,
and one thing that we do, like very like importantly endorse is drug testing. Like test your drugs. If you're an adult and you go to these festivals and you do indulge, you should test everything that you do. You should test things. You should go to. There's a lot of places, but I use Bunk Police, and They you can order them online, or they always have a festival presence around the country. They have test kits to test what your drugs are, and they have fentanyl strips to make sure fentanyl is not in your drugs. And it sucks that we have to live like that,
Yeah.
But there's some sick people in this world that, you never know what you got, so you want to be safe about it.
And it's hard to really track, back to somebody when they give it to you. So it's good to be protective and safe.
Yeah.
And I think
why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
why not test it? You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing with anything. Like just get tested on a lot of stuff, and also too, I want to. Bible Sleazy promotes clean sex. Like get tested. Like if you've been fucking a bunch of people for years and you haven't been tested in a while, go get tested. Yeah, it sucks to get a Q-tip up your dick, or or it's what they do to a chick, but but it's like at the end of the day, get tested, make sure you're clean on that end, and I think it is smart test your drugs because things can happen so quick, and it's so easy to trust a stranger, and especially when you're already on drugs or you're already in an environment where you're like, hey, everybody's trusting and loving. You never want to be like, oh fuck, I'm caught up, this happened. So just always remember, stay safe.
It's funny. I literally just said, yeah, grandma, it's not about drugs and sex. But if you do,
like get clean sex. Like
sex, drugs.
Sex is very important. So
if you're gonna do the drugs and the sex,
do it safely. Do it safely.
I love you, grandma. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, that's not what it's all about, though. Like, you can also go and have a fun time.
Love.
Yeah, you can go and just listen to music and eat a hot dog and drink a soda. It's all good. Like, that's not what it's all about. But you can vibe how you want to vibe. That's what I'm saying. Vibe will see the podcast, baby.
We're open-minded out here. We're open-minded.
Yeah. It's completely open-minded. This is a judgment-free zone, Planet Fitness over here. Need the sponsorship.
Love y'all. Love you, Grace. Love Alex. Love everybody.
We love y'all. But hey, I want to thank Frankie for being on the show. Bible Sleazy, the podcast, BibleSleazy@gmail.com, BibleSleazy.com. I actually shouted that out on the last episode for the first time. Got a website, shout out to AJ Design. It's not finished yet, almost done. Thanks to everybody that bought the t-shirts over the off season. The support and love has been real. And Frankie, how can they get Vibe Tribe merchandise? How can they reach out? How can they contact you? How can they get a haircut? Tell them it all.
All right. So as of right now, we're doing pre-sales little by little. If you're in Louisville or anywhere surrounding, you can go to Riley's Art Gallery. It's What Makes You Smile, Gifts and What Makes You Smile Gallery and Gifts, 2005 Bonnie Castle Avenue. It's a dope art gallery. Go shop with my guy. You got Vibe Tribe shirts in there. If you're outside of the state, or if you're just trying to wait and see what we got coming out soon, come and follow us, like our shit on Facebook and Instagram, Vibe Tribe. You can just look us up. It's VYBETRIB3. It's easy. And follow us on there to keep up to date. Like I said, before the month of May is over, we're going to do another pre-sale once we get the art gallery fully stocked. And we're going to run whatever inventory we have left on the first 4 designs before we get geared up on the next few designs. Then we're going to do some custom tie-dyes, and we're going to release a new design next, as well as a new pin that we're going to have on sale. And we're going to be at Electric Forest. If anybody out there is going to Electric Forest, come holler at us. We're going to be out there with a bunch of stuff ourselves there. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram right now, and we'll be on sale soon again at vibetribe.com. Spelled the same way.
I love it. So, Frankie, again, thank you for being on the show. Thanks for always supporting Bible with Sleazy, the podcast.
Go on Booksy. My name is Frankie Scissorhands on Booksy in Louisville, Kentucky. Frankie Scissorhands is real easy on Booksy. You can book with me. It's real easy. You can schedule your appointment, what time, whatever's best for you. You get right in and right out. There's no wait. And come holler at me. I'm in the Highlands, 1042 Barstown Road. The Vintage Barber Lounge, baby.
Yep, and like I said, I've done it in the first couple episodes of this season. Tips from Bible with Sleazy. Get your haircut from Frankie. It's a fresh cut. It's always perfect. I love it. I love how it's always lined up. So And Vibe Tribe, get a t-shirt. I have one. I'm not just saying, I'm not being paid to say it. This is definitely the good shit. And it's what I love to support. I love to support the friends. But Vibing with Sleazy, the podcast, baby. Season 4, episode 4. Keep listening. There's more coming. And we are out. Peace.